Oh, that's so pretty. Y'all see that? Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel, you guys. It is 2024 and this is my first video of the year. Like my first video that I'm officially filming this year. I don't know how I feel about it. Honestly, you guys, I have actually been taking a break from social media, from YouTube, just trying to get my focus back and my passion. My goal for 2024 was to actually get out more. Today we are getting ready. I'm going to be going to I want to say it's a game night. I'm doing hair and makeup. The hair will be sponsored by Julia's Hair. If you guys are interested in seeing this look, then please continue to watch. So this is the Kinky Straight Realistic Edges. I do think that it's a nice natural unit and it's really full. I have the kinky edges. You guys can't see that because I pretty much kind of hot combed them back just to prep the unit for what I'm gonna do. But let me secure the unit and then we'll see how I'm gonna style it.
So I'm going to quickly go ahead and install this wig. If you have any questions on my wig installs or just products, you can always check my Amazon link down below. That's typically where I put all my hair products.
All right, y'all, so I got my unit secured for the most part. You purchased the unit, it actually comes curly, which I did not like. I like to be able to curl my own because I just feel like they were so tightly coiled. So you can actually straighten it with a hot comb if you choose to, or if you actually love the baby hairs that are there.
So I'm just going to go in at my wax stick, and I am just pretty prepping this for a really nice lay. I love to get my roots as straight as possible. Now, being that this is a kinky texture, I always feel like it's going to revert back to its natural texture anyway. So yeah, but I feel like it's going to get me the look that I want. And then I went ahead and took a little bit of powder. I'm actually using my foundation powder. I just felt that was simpler. And then, y'all, of course, I'm going to add some baby hairs because I was going for like that 90s natural type look. It is a little excessive. I probably will end up brushing some of the baby hairs back. But do y'all see? It looks really, really cute in an updo, half up, half down. Definitely versatile. You can wear it in a ponytail, pull back. But I decided I was going to pop a few curls in. And I'm using this one curler. I got this off of Amazon like a while ago. And I think I've only used it maybe 2 or 3 times, but I was just wanting some different type of curls and just kind of wanted to play around with this. So I'm going to add it. The hair curled really, really nicely, and it actually kept a curl, which I was excited about, especially being that I actually straightened this hair before. If you want the curls to stay, I would definitely recommend curling the hair in its natural state, which is that kinky state, and that's going to keep those curls a lot better. Now that I got my curls done, I'm going to just put extra hairspray. I typically will go between 2, and I was feeling that side, so I decided to stay with it. But in between time, I'm just going to start separating the curls just to help it look a lot fuller. So we have some body. It already has the sheen and the luster there, and it just looks really good, you guys. This hair was so pretty. Like, I didn't expect the curls to turn out this way, and I really like it. So I like to go back in and use my hot comb just to make sure that I got the roots as straight as possible. It really is giving like a Tex-Lax type hairstyle. It's giving natural, and I got a blowout, and I really love the fullness of it. And that does have a lot to do with me separating the curls because I did, like I said, straighten the hair prior, which I do not recommend unless you're gonna wear the hair straight. But let's go ahead and get into the makeup so we can match it with this gorgeous unit.
Guys, so let's go ahead and get into the glam. I want to show you guys how I achieve like a good base, but I also want to give you guys some tips on how to avoid creasing. So first off, add your primer. You always want to make sure you add a primer. I feel like I say this in every video. If you are like wanting to perfect your base, or you have like large pores or fine lines, the product is not going to seal your fine lines, but primer is there to help grip your foundation. you know, and that is the purpose of it, to grip the foundation so that way it's a barrier between your face, meaning your skin, as well as the foundation and product. I'm gonna go ahead and prep my brows. I literally just trimmed my brows, you guys. I was running around the house just looking how I was feeling, and so I was like, let me get myself together. So going in with the L'Oreal brow gel, you guys. I have been addicted ever since. I love the color payoff that I get, and I also just really like the brush. Like, it's just a bomb. I don't necessarily use a color corrector like I used to. I remember back in the day I used to use what is it? Is it Peach Luster? I want to say that's it. But I used to use the peach one from MAC Cosmetics. But I don't use that anymore. I just 1 to 2 layers is good. I feel like you also want to make sure you're not over applying product. I'm going to go in with my NARS Radiance. I really like this foundation. The shade range that they have for NARS is just amazing, especially for our deeper skin complected beauties, okay? Yeah, I love to over bronze, and if this is not a step that you prefer or just not comfortable with, you can always skip this step, but I just love it. I feel like it just adds those shadows back into the skin. Now, if you have a smaller face, then I feel like you don't have to do as much bronzing or contouring necessarily to add those shadows or bronze or warmth to the skin. Like, you don't have to do that. But I feel like for me, because I do have a full face, I am gonna go in with my, y'all, I have went back to this concealer, and you probably have seen it in the last few videos, but this is the Born This Way concealer, you guys. I love this product. So I'm gonna go in, and I like to do about 2 layers underneath the eyes. As I said, less is more, which is why I do not apply any foundation under there. If you suffer from like fine lines underneath the eyes, I really feel like, you know, there's no way to prevent like the fine lines from your product settling in there. That's just natural. That comes with it. Anybody that says that there is, it's just not true. Now, there are products out there like you can add silicone, but if you have oily skin, silicone will make it crease, so silicone will make you be oily. So you just kind of have to see what is best for your skin type. So I'm going to go in with 1 more concealer, but I like to do that second. I've learned my lesson with this one. And so as far as fine lines, you don't want to over dry the area also. So that's why I kind of go between like a more of a full coverage, but also not trying to focus on a really matte concealer. I do want to add a little bit of warmth, so I'm going to take this product right here. This is the Quickie Concealer from Urban Decay. And I'm just applying that around my mouth. Now, I'm not going to lie, I'm not a fan of the smell. The smell is kind of gives me like a paint smell, and I don't like that. Going in with the Airbrush Setting Spray. Love this stuff. Like, it's amazing. The way that my makeup just sits and settles into my skin is beautiful. Like lately, I've been using less foundation, but when this brush is a dupe. I actually got this from Temu, but it is similar to the Real Techniques brush. And the Real Techniques brush is this one right here. And this is the brush that I got from Temu right here. So, yeah. It does the exact same thing. I really like it, but I ain't gonna lie, like I feel like I would purchase brushes from both sides, because I don't know, I just been a Real Techniques girl before I was buying anything else. I remember I started off with e.l.f. I still love me a good dollar drugstore brush. Like, I feel like if you're able to use it, it works. And yeah. I love how underneath the eyes it looks like butter, and that's usually what I'm going for. Like, I know like a lot of the girlies, they apply a lot of product on the face, and that was a thing back in the day. I still feel like the makeup is coming back to that, but I say that to say, don't use so much product if you're worrying about creasing. I'm gonna go ahead and apply my blush. This one is in Lily Love, and I felt like because I want this to be more so beginner friendly, which is why I'm trying to take my time instead of apply all of my products like I would normally do. I do feel like a powder blush, honestly, for beginners would probably be the best to start off with if you're not comfortable with using a liquid. But I really like this, but you do want to make sure you're comfortable with this. And it honestly is a lot. I want the blush. Like, I want all the smoke. Give it to me. Oh, that's so pretty. Do y'all see that? Like, yeah. Y'all see that? Like, it's so pretty how it just warmed the skin up, added that color back to it. Like, it just looks so good. And so that's what you want to do. And that is why I always encourage you to use blush. Like, I always, especially like my chocolate beauties that are scared using blush, like, add that color on. There's always ways to fix it, you know, even if you decide that you messed up or it's just too much. Like, there's ways you can add your foundation back over it. You can add your powder on top of it. There's many ways to fix your blush. If doing my brows, and I forgot to tell you guys, the reason why I add the powder is to help control oil. And so if you suffer from like oily skin or just like your product moving in your brows, try this technique. Make sure you add like brow gel as well. Make sure you get you a good pencil. If you are a beginner, I do recommend a pencil over like a brow pomade or something like that, just because I just feel like a pencil is more beginner friendly and it allows you to have control, you know, over what you're doing and the amount of product that you're putting in your brows. So I just feel like if you are doing a pomade, I just feel like you should not be a beginner. Only because, like, unless you're just a person that is skilled and has done it before, I just feel like it's not beginner friendly. And the pencil is super easy. So y'all see that? So yeah, so add the powder, add a brow gel first, then powder, and then apply your brow product. And that's going to help you just use less product, number one, but also help you control oil and your brows will stay. When I say I literally keep my brows on or my makeup on, and it will last me until, honestly, until I take it off. And it could be like 8 in the morning and my makeup will still be on, you know, and that's really what it is. You want to make sure that you're creating your canvas to be long lasting, you know, or at least to be lasting where, you know, for whatever events that you have going on. I'm obsessed with this Juvia's Place bronzer, you guys. I haven't found anything that will replace it. I ain't found nothing yet that's gonna replace this. So this has been bad. Y'all see it's already pan. What I like to do is actually set my cream. But this is a product that I would recommend if you are just looking for a bronzer to start off with. If you're not comfortable with using a cream bronzer, they have different shades that you can choose from. So check it out. I'm using the shade Dark, which is one of my favorites. I just feel like you can never get enough. And I don't care if it's summer, if it's winter, I'm going to bronze the heck out of my skin. Okay, I like the way that looks. It looks so good. And then when that bronzer just blends in with that blush. So I'm gonna go in next and just go ahead and use my beauty blender just to make sure everything is blended, everything is pressed into the skin. Adding your beauty blender, I feel like afterwards it just helps, especially if you just feel like your makeup may not be completely blended. This is going to make sure that you know, everything is nice and seamless, because you don't want to be able to see where your concealer stops, where your blush stops, where your bronzer stops. It should blend all together, but you should be able to see the dimension of your face too. So the dimensions. So I love the way that looks. And you can see like it's not as harsh as it was on this side. Like this is the non-blended, this is the blended. It looks really good. Now I usually go in with my Laura Mercier powder, y'all. I love this. I've been using this for years. It is really like my go-to. It is that girl. It will forever be that girl. I've tried other, you know, loose powders and I can't find anything that matches it, y'all. I can't. But I am going to go in to add a little color. I'm going to go in and add this Huda Beauty concealer, and this one ends in the shade Kunafa. So I like to do that, and that's going to add even more color on my skin. So I'm going to go first in with my Laura Mercier. Now, this is a step to help with the creasing. When you apply your product, you don't want to just apply it straight out of here. You want to pat it on the hand just to take that excess product off and then pat. I like to build my coverage up, so I start from the bottom instead of starting like right underneath the eyes, and I start pressing it into the skin, and I tend to look up at the ceiling. So I will take a mirror if I have it. I definitely suggest you I suggest you get a mirror. I feel like a small mirror helps, you know, so that way you're able to look, just in case you can't look straight with your makeup. But it's really important to just like press all that product into the skin. Like I bake, but not like I used to bake. Powder right here, you can see like some of my fine lines are like kind of coming through. And I always suggest going over with your brush again before you set your under eye. Just like if you feel like the fine lines are kind of coming through, or like you see your product separating, I think that helps tremendously. So I'm once again gonna go in, take my product, and I start at the bottom. I remember back in the day I used to start and just apply my product like right underneath the eyes. Yeah. And I just feel like this technique for me works better. And you can figure out, you know, what works for you the best. But I really love the way it looks. And it really gives me no flashback. In the dark, I can take a picture in the dark and I have no flashback underneath my eyes. Okay, so I like the way this looks. It looks really, really good and blended. I'm gonna add just a little bit on the tip of my nose. Gonna add this. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take the other powder. We're gonna apply that on the face. I don't apply too much of it underneath the eyes because this powder is very drying. I mean, it's a powder, so like, what do you expect? But I try not to apply it too much underneath the eyes. I love it though for my face because it adds that yellow helps add more color, you know, back into my skin. Okay, I really like it's giving. Y'all see that? And I am a girl that has like fine lines underneath the eyes, so yeah. When I say I barely have any creasing now, it definitely, I'm not gonna lie, it does depend on the product that you are using as far as like the concealers and stuff. So you just want to make sure you're aware of what works best for your skin type, or what product, you know, does you good, what product doesn't. Some products I've experienced that if I apply them, especially like mattifying concealers, it will add more creasing to me than I need. We're gonna just go in for like an everyday like bronze look. I honestly haven't did makeup since New Year's. It's and that's a long time for me, and I realized I need to get some more sponges. I didn't realize that until I actually sat down to do my makeup today. But I have not did my makeup in a few days, y'all. I have definitely been in that funk and I'm trying to get out of it. So I like to go in with my bronzer. I've used this in a majority of my tutorials. And literally, this brush is amazing. This is the Morphe M504. Definitely recommended for a beginner, for a professional. It is that brush that really doesn't take you too much to, especially like the bronzing part and the blending. Less than a minute with this brush. See? Like, it doesn't look like it's not blended. It looks good. It's the brush for me. Like, it really is. It just makes my application easier. Doesn't take too much time. And I like that. I'm gonna add just a little bit of product underneath the eyes as far as my powder because I don't want any fallout. I am such a fan of this Coffee Shops palette. Y'all, I love this palette from Juvia's Place. I use it a lot. I think I'm just gonna go in with this eyeshadow right here and this one. And just put that on the lid. Like all over the lid. So literally nothing more than one eyeshadow, a bronzer, and a crease. And you really have a nice. And I feel like that looks so good. Like, it's so natural, but it just looks really, really good. And I'm trying out this L'Oreal Infallible eyeliner pencil. I actually got this like a long time ago, and I was like, we're gonna try it out today. So I'm gonna apply this in my lower lash line. It says it lasts for 36 hours. So we shall see. I mean, I'm not gonna wear it obviously for that long. But I will say though, for a drugstore product, and I love me some Laura Mercier liners, you know what I mean, and Urban Decay, the application is really nice and smooth. Like, it's very soft. It is, and it glides like really easily, and it's a really black pencil. It's hard, like when you purchase like drugstore liners, it'll say black, but it'll be like a really light black and not deep. And this one, it's really nice. Now, I haven't wore eyeliner in so long that's like black up here. I normally wear like a brown. And if you are a beginner, I really suggest, as far as like eyeliners, pencils. So what I like to do also is I take a little bit of like a liner brush and I dip it in like my chocolate eyeshadow. And so I'm just going to take a chocolate and I'm going to also line my lower lash line, but I also like to line my top lash line and kind of smudge it out a little bit. I remember back in the day, I used to just add a little liner and that was it. But the way that it will elevate your look or just, I don't know, just make your eyes just look so sexy and sultry. Like, yeah, it be doing what it need to do. Just looks so good. It's not too much. I feel like it's just perfect. I'm then gonna go in with just a little bit of that bronzer and just pop a little bit of that underneath to kind of warm it up. So the blush that I'm using is going to be the Juvia's Place. We're going in with this one right here. This is the Saharan Blush Volume 1. I have not picked this up in a long time. So I'm gonna go in. I don't know, I just feel like this is more like pinky orange. So I may end up mixing these two, but I'm gonna start off with this one right here. That is so pretty, but I do want a little bit of this. So I'm gonna add this top color into it right here because I just need a little more color. Oh, I like that. Like mixed together, I like it even more. Going in with the Makeup Forever setting powder. And I'm just pressing it into the skin, y'all. I love this powder. I always say go get it. I recommend it for beginners. I used to love like the MAC Studio Fix, but honestly this is better to me, and I've been using this for years. But I know that they just came out with a new powder, so the one that I'm using right now they don't have, which I hate. I hate that when I love a product they'll switch it up. Like, stop it, like, please. I'm gonna add a little bit of highlighter on the tip of my nose because I just feel like I just cannot do without. I feel like my face lately has been nothing but matte, and that's okay. Like, I still need a little bit of, just a little bit on the nose. I say a little bit and then I put a lot. It just adds like the perfect glow. I can't wait till the summertime because baby, she gonna be glowing all over her body. Like, I can't wait. Like, I'm ready to be in a swimsuit and everything because 2024 we finna be outside. All right, so I'm gonna go in and go ahead and add my coats of mascara on my lower lash line really quick. And I like to add a few coats of mascara. I just feel like that just, it gives me the lashes that I'm looking for. And I love like those Barbie doll lashes underneath. Like, I want to give the appearance of false lashes. So I'm gonna go ahead and spritz my face so we can get everything blended. I'm going back in with the airbrush flawless spray. And I like to use my fan and just blend in the powder by just kind of pressing it into the skin. Now, as it progresses during the day, like if I oil up, I'm gonna accept it all because I just feel like that just brings a youth to your skin. It looks really nice and it looks more natural. But right off the bat, I love a good matte look. So I'm gonna go first in with the Revolution Super Fix. So I'm gonna mix these two because I don't have any more of my other spray. To do a red lip at first, but I was like, girl, we ain't gonna do all of that. Like, we're just going for game night. It's not that serious, so we're gonna do a nude lip. If you are beginning looking for like a nude lipstick or just lipsticks in general, be sure to make sure you're lining your lips. There's no particular shade for us as women of color. I do feel like you're able to wear any lip shade. You just need to have a really good liner. And I like to overline my lips because I just want that plumpness, honey. That is what we give him. She cute, she real. And then I'm gonna go in and top it off with this gloss. Alright, you guys, so I pretty much got my makeup the way I want it. I'm just gonna do some finishing touches on my hair. I actually like this unit. Now, I will say one thing I've noticed with this hair, especially like the kinky hair, if you do not want to wear it straight, do not straighten it. Like, and I'm talking about with a hot comb. Don't straighten it, like, because it'll be difficult to keep curled because it is a yucky texture. I definitely think that if I would never have straightened it and just used like this rod right here, I would have had the curls and they wouldn't necessarily be dropping so much. It looks very natural. I feel like I'm gonna keep the baby hairs how they are. I cut them a little bit. I feel like I'm gonna obviously like kind of pull these apart, trying to make it fuller. I don't know, I feel like on this side is fuller, but I think what I did was I made more sections. So but yeah, I really like the way this looks. The face is giving. I definitely think this is a really nice everyday sultry look. Hair and makeup giving natural but glam still, and that's what I wanted to give. Like, I wanted to show you guys an everyday look that you could rock that was beginner friendly. Like, you don't have to do every step that I did, but I hope you take whatever you will and add it to your makeup application. Let me throw in a scent because I need to add some perfume anyway. Hold on. I'm gonna do the Good Girl. It's only right, y'all. I got the gold nail. It's only fitting. So we're gonna spray that. It smells so good, you guys. Like, yes, honey. Yes, yes, Lord, that is so good. It smells so good. If you, oh Lord, woo, Jesus, that was strong. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this 3-in-1 get ready with me. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll check you in my next video later.